Hello and welcome to our final show of the semester. We're back after a very stressful midterm election and it went all right. Congrats to both sides, but not to Trump, who may as well spend the next 2 years of his presidency in Mar-a-Lago as nothing is going to get done. This round of elections was incredibly historic. The midterms brought to office the first 2 Muslim congresswomen, the first Native American congresswoman, the first openly gay governor, and the youngest woman ever to be elected to Congress, among many other firsts. No word yet on whether this makes up for putting Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court, though. President Trump faced criticism this week for canceling an appearance at an event in France commemorating the 100th anniversary of World War I due to rain. This is perfectly understandable, though. It's not like we would ask millions of Americans to brave not just rain, but also snow, mud, disease, enemy artillery, and mustard gas to serve their country, protect democracy, and stand with our allies. Oh, wait. It's not all good news from the midterms, though. Texan dreamboat Beto O'Rourke lost his Senate race to human blobfish Ted Cruz. Progressive activists across America responded by telling O'Rourke he Beto run in 2020. You know that feeling when your G Wireless won't connect, it's 11:59 p.m. and your assignment's due at midnight? Well, so does Florida. This past week, the state equivalent of a Chili's bathroom conducted a recount for several close midterm races. Sadly, among many other incidents impacting the recount, Broward County submitted their results 2 minutes past the 3 p.m. deadline, and the recounted votes will not be accepted. Says Broward County's Director of Elections, Joe D'Alessandro. Basically, I just worked my ass off for nothing, and attributed his error with the unfamiliarity with the Secretary of State websites. We've all been there, Joe. Next time, submit a doctor's note too. For many of us here at university, it's necessary to vote through absentee ballot. Not being at the forefront of your home politics can be difficult. Here to talk about voting through an absentee ballot is Miriam.
Hey, Hannah.
Hey, girl. So I heard that you're one of the many people that's voting through an absentee ballot. What do you think? Easy, difficult?
Well, you know, I got my ballot in the mail and I discussed the candidates with my friends from back home and I just voted.
What district are you in back home?
I think I'm in District 2.
Who'd you vote for your representatives? How'd they do?
I don't remember. Actually, I think my representative wasn't up for election this year.
Oh, well, that's impossible, considering representatives only serve 2-year terms. Did you just not remember?
I mean, it was so long ago. I have a lot on my mind. This isn't the only thing I've been thinking about. I have actual real people problems.
Oh, so politics aren't real people problems?
No, that's not what
save it, all right? Anyway, are there any propositions on the ballot that you found were interesting?
You know, I really can't recall.
What about the one, Proposition 13, the one about dogs? Did you vote for that one?
Oh, yeah, duh. That one, I think I voted yes.
Yeah, I just made that up right now. You didn't vote, did you?
I'm sorry. Like, it's just that I just didn't have time, you know? And my ballot got here so late. By the time I had it, I just thought it wouldn't even count anyway. So what's the point?
What's the point? Seriously? Do you realize that voting is one of the only ways in a democracy to make your voice be heard?
Well, I'm sorry. I just didn't understand anything. Like, don't they say an uninformed vote is just as bad, if not worse, than not voting at all?
Dude, there are so many ways to become informed. We have this nifty little thing called the internet. These are all just excuses.
Stop blaming me. This is all the government trying to suppress my vote. How can they expect me to fill out a ballot and send it in the mail? The man is trying to keep me down, and you're in on it.
What? No, you just didn't vote. Thanks for joining us, but maybe in 2020 you can come back with some better news, all right? Speaking of 2020, CNN's Brooke Baldwin sat down with a group of registered voters to look ahead to some potential candidates for the next election. Let's see what they came up with.
I'm Brooke Baldwin from CNN, and we're trying to get a sense of how people will be voting in the 2020 election. It's such a shame that we have to talk about 2020 already. Real shame. Now, who here identifies as a conservative?
Love America.
And liberal? And I'm assuming you identify as an independent.
That's right. I'm Ken Bone, the face of America's undecided voter, also known as the apolitical guy looking for something to do on a Tuesday off.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, how would you rate the job President Trump has done?
Don't even say his name. Trump is the worst president ever.
Well, we'll have to fact check that later.
Oh, you're so triggered. Trump is so good. He's so big and he's so strong. We were so weak when that bum was in charge. I give him a million because he makes the libs so mad.
Ken, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know.
How could you not know? He's been terrible for communities across the countries, and he's already decimated most of the progress we made under Obama.
Hey, let's keep it civil. It's important to listen to what he has to say. What do you think he's been doing in winning or losing lately?
Trump is winning so much. You libs hated Kavanaugh just because he really likes beer. Beer is America's drink. Nobody likes Starbucks, deep state lib globalist Howard Schultz. I like beer.
Ew, Starbucks is problematic since they had that racist employee.
Hey, Justice Kavanaugh is an alleged sexual harasser, okay? The FBI didn't prove anything, even though they're trying to overthrow a really good president. Liberals need to get their facts straight, otherwise they're gonna see another 4 years of Trump.
Okay, so I'll rule out Howard Schultz as president. So let's get to the real question. What are you guys looking for in a presidential candidate? And again, it's so tragic that we need to talk about this already.
I mean, you're the only one talking about it.
Truly tragic. The media shouldn't have to operate like this.
I think this is something we can all agree on. The press hasn't covered real issues like gun violence, and when was the last time you heard about Flint in the news?
I don't know, CNN's fake, but the libs don't like election coverage. Do I trigger the libs with real news or do I let them win? I don't know.
Frank, are you okay?
I love the president. I love the president.
Okay, again, what type of candidate are you looking for?
Trump. 4 more years, and then Don Jr., and then Ivanka, and I don't know who's after that. I only vote for the president, but I only vote for people that he likes because otherwise I don't vote. I'll just screw up the polls real good when I pop out of my garage and vote for Donnie.
What about you, Christina?
Ugh, anybody but Trump. I want someone who isn't openly racist and a Nazi.
Sometimes he says racially charged things. Let's be civil.
No, he's pretty racist. And why do you keep telling us to be civil while Frank over here gets to say whatever he wants?
Lib.
Hey, let's not get personal. Frank's voice is a voice we haven't elevated enough in politics. We need to hear from him. Be respectful.
Kind of ridiculous if you ask me.
We need to move on. We need to talk about the election 2 years from now. Christina, who do you want?
Bernie or Elizabeth Warren or someone with experience who also cares about the future. I'm totally conflicted and want to vote for like 8 different people because they're all so great.
Hillary Clinton.
Crooked Hillary, lock her up.
Not doing that again.
No, like, I'm just saying you guys are totally gonna end up with Hillary again. You want Biden, Beto, but you're getting Hillary. Ken, you haven't spoken a lot. What's your thoughts?
I'll just pick whoever lands on tails when I flip a quarter that morning.
Oh, we're so screwed.
We'll have to see whether this country will fall apart after the commercial break.
Hi, Colonials. Did you know there are hundreds of ways for you to volunteer with GW? Each year, over 1,500 alumni, parents, and friends contribute thousands of hours to make our community stronger. There are countless ways you can volunteer, so it's easy to choose an opportunity that is most meaningful to you, like connecting with students and alumni based on your student involvement, identity, or personal interests, getting involved with your local alumni network, mentoring a current student via our online mentoring platform, connecting with prospective students through undergraduate admissions opportunities, serving on an industry network leadership council, becoming a social media ambassador. The list goes on. No matter where you are in the world or how much time you have to give, you can connect and volunteer with GW. And the best part, it's easy to get involved. Just visit alumni.gwu.edu/volunteer to learn more about these and other opportunities. Because of your service to GW, you are able to make a direct impact on the lives of former, current, and future students. We look forward to working with you. Raise high.
Welcome back. On November 21st, Twilight will celebrate its 10th anniversary since its premiere in 2008. teaching teens worldwide to deal with their relationship problems by taking their significant other on a leisurely stroll in the woods and casually saying, "I know what you are." Thankfully, for most girls, the answer is not a Trump supporter. President Donald Trump fired Attorney General Jeff Sessions the day after the midterms, leaving many Americans to believe he might try to end the Mueller probe before a Democratic-controlled House is inaugurated in January. Sessions packed all of his belongings into a graham cracker box and climbed down from his office on a branch in the Keebler tree. Taking his job was Matt Whitaker, Sessions' former chief of staff. We wanted to let you know that Whitaker played tight end at the University of Iowa, in case you couldn't tell from his Twitter account. Before he was the nation's highest-ranking law enforcement officer, he tried to sell time travel devices. No word yet on whether he'll use them to return to his days of football and of hair. We wanted to invite him for an interview, but you know how spotlights can be with the type of hairline. Also, he may have been appointed unconstitutionally, so there is that. While America's relationship with the new Attorney General may not be smooth sailing, not all relationships are falling to pieces. Coming up, we have an exclusive interview with the stars of a new romantic comedy across party lines. But first, let's check out the trailer.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. You know, I'm sorry I couldn't make Grandma's funeral, but I had an assignment due and I figured, well, Grandma's dead. She won't care anyway.
If you don't stop worrying about your job, you're gonna distance yourself from the people you love.
Stacy, I have a plan. I'm going to freeze my eggs, focus on my career for 20 years, and then settle for an environmental lawyer who's 10 years older than me. We're going to have 2 children. The first, Theodore, will go to Harvard Law before becoming governor of Massachusetts. The second, Abigail, will be a victim in a tragic scooter accident before she can write her gripping memoir about her experiences in physical therapy. My husband and I will own an aardvark rescue in southern Brazil. I'm sorry, Stacy, but there's nothing that can change my mind.
Not even love?
So I need you to interview Barrett Sullivan for Monday's feature.
Sullivan?
Yeah, that's what I said.
As in Ronald Sullivan, the governor of Alabama?
No, that's his father. That's not gonna be a problem, is it?
It's just, are any of the Clintons available? Or I hear Bernie Sanders' niece is starting a religious cult in Vermont. That could be fun.
This is your assignment. You can either do it or turn in your letter of resignation.
Come in.
I'm from the Post. I have an appointment for an interview.
So how can I help you?
What are your thoughts about immigration?
Not a fan.
Universal access to abortion?
Not universal.
Climate change?
Change? In my climate? I don't think so.
You know what? I'm sorry, I can't do this.
What do you mean?
I can't pretend like I think of you as a person and not a physical vessel that Satan lost control over in a bet with Mitch McConnell.
Well, that's how you feel? Then fine.
Fine.
I can't believe you met him. He is like so hot.
But he believes that birth control is the devil's portal into a woman's soul.
Yeah, but like also he's super rich.
That he is, Stacy. That he is.
Ah, funny seeing you here. Where you go?
2. Look, I'm sorry for the other day, but I'm gonna be fired from my job if I don't finish this interview. Is there any way I could get a second chance?
Alright.
Really? When can I meet you?
Dinner. Tonight. At 8.
How does he know where I live? I mean, what about gay marriage?
Oh, totally fine.
What?
Yeah. My boy Brad from Duke got married to his life partner last weekend, and I was their best man.
This may sound crazy, but do you want to come to my family's Thanksgiving?
I'd love to.
I can't believe you told my parents you think kindergartners should have access to firearms.
What was I supposed to do? Lie?
You're not the man I thought you were.
Why are you trying to change me?
I just don't see how we're supposed to make this work.
You know, this whole time we've been thinking of things in terms of blue and red, but why can't it just be purple?
Welcome back. As you just saw, the premiere of Across Party Lines was shown for the first time ever today. And may I say, it was beautiful, perfect for both the holiday season and the midterm season. Joining us now are the two stars of the movie, Christine Jeffries and Jim Partridge. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here with us today.
Oh, Hannah, thank you. We are so happy you asked us to be here. We love sharing our story with the world.
That's really amazing, you guys. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, it's a charming story about Heather, a liberal, and Barrett, a conservative. The couple journeys together and proves that two members of opposing parties can make it work and find love.
Hannah, I know it's unlikely, but it's true. Christine and I love each other very much.
And that's what I wanted to talk about with you guys today. So let's talk about how'd you get the roles?
Well, it was actually pretty similar to what happened in the movie. I was living in LA at the time, going to farmers markets, going to rallies, living the life, but I was also a struggling actress until I heard about this role. I thought Heather sounded kind of like me, so I auditioned and I got the part.
And Jim, how do you fit in here?
Well, Hannah, I was living in Massachusetts, working at a big corporation right outside Cambridge. I heard about this role through a friend of mine and thought it would be nice for an actual conservative guy to actually play a Republican on screen. Now, don't get confused, I'm not a big fan of the arts, but I do know I have a face made for the big screen, so I auditioned for the role, and needless to say, they loved me.
Okay, great. Talk about how you guys actually met each other, first impressions.
Naturally, I kept it professional. I met Christine, gave her a firm handshake, and we got to work.
Oh, Jim, you're so bad. He was totally flirting with me. I remember he made some comment about my attractiveness or something, which kind of caught me off guard. But I knew he wasn't familiar with the movie set, so I let him go easy.
Was it love at first sight?
Hardly. I knew she was a good looker and could probably make a decent pot pie, but I also knew that she was a liberal because of her line of work.
But once we got to know each other, we truly fell in love, just like our characters.
And you know, I said it before, it's so refreshing to see people coming together despite their different political parties.
Well, that's us. We just can't get enough of each other, even though he doesn't believe in climate change.
And even though she thinks she should get paid the same amount as me for the film.
I am your equal!
Well, all right, you know what? I think we're getting a little bit off topic here. Why don't we talk about the location? Even though the film takes place mainly in DC and in Alabama, it was actually shot in Winnipeg, Canada. How did being outside of the city strengthen your relationship?
It was actually fantastic. Canada is so beautiful, and we actually shot some scenes out in the majestic forest, which was great. It was so nice to be away from the US and just be together away from politics.
Christine and I had an excellent time in Canada, but America is still #1 in my heart.
Jim, we've been over this. You don't have to say that America's the best country in every interview. We get it.
I just feel that it's important for everyone to know that I am a proud American and a proud supporter of our president, Donald Trump.
Jim, you said you weren't going to do this. We're on national TV.
You know what? It's actually just a college TV show, and we're not national, only Facebook and YouTube.
Christine, I don't see any point in holding back. And quite frankly, I think you should be more vocal about your patriotism.
You know I love this country. We are making so much positive change, more women in Congress.
Enough about women in Congress. You talk about it every day. It's enough.
Are you guys okay?
Oh yeah, we're fine. It's just what we do.
It's just playful banter, don't worry.
I mean, you really went at it there.
No, really? It's all good.
And sometimes a little friendly argument can really help out in the bedroom.
All right, you know what? That's it right there. Christine, Jim, thank you both so much for joining me on the show and for sharing your amazing story with us. And don't forget to watch Across Party Lines coming to Netflix this month, and we'll see you back right here on the show after this short commercial break.
All right, we'll be ready in about 5 minutes.
I'll be ready. While these guys finish up, I got a few things I want to show you. Come with me. Over the summer, we gave a lot of things a new fresh coat of paint and a new look, including the Vern Shuttle Express. Take a look at this. Oh, there you are. I thought I'd lost you. Come on with me. I want to show you the new all-you-can-eat dining option out at the Mount Vernon campus. Hey, I can charge my phone in here. I'm stuffed. You gotta try the mac and cheese. It's great. I got one more stop to make. I gotta get my gear for the year. Let's go to the bookstore. You can't have too many GW ties. You need to get out in your buff and blue. I want to see at all the events and the games, raising GW high. One of the things I heard from a lot of our students is we need more community space. A place to eat, study, hang out with friends. Like this one. This is one of our new spaces. We need to get going. Gotta get back. This is going to be an exciting year.
And action.
Welcome back.
It's America's most sacred holiday. The only time we prematurely celebrate Christmas. It's your day to get what you want. You woke up at dawn for this. It's cutthroat. It's every man for himself. It's class registration. The only thing scarier than white suburban moms wrestling to death over an LG fridge in a Walmart. Flu-ridden college kids frantically typing in the dark.
Come on, type faster.
You need that George Foreman grill. You need those oven mitts shaped like lobsters. You need that bulk pack of Yankee candles. You need yoga and the meaning of life.
If I don't get this class, my whole degree map will be screwed up and I'll never graduate on time. I'll have to stay for a 5th year.
What the Wall Street Journal calls exactly what you expected college to be like.
Only one more class to go, you're almost there. Why is nothing happening?
Happy holidays from GWTV.
So as you all know, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Now, while we all have a lot to be thankful for, the holidays can bring up some uncomfortable political conversations, especially amongst your relatives. So today, we have Sam here to teach us on how to properly navigate those rocky conversations.
Thank you for having me, Hannah.
Thanks for being here. So, what exactly can we do to help?
Well, I'm from the South, so I don't have a lot of the same political views as my family does.
Sure.
This has led to a lot of tension, so I've had to approach the holidays the same way a lot of women have had to approach private interactions with Brett Kavanaugh, using extreme caution. But this has led me to develop a lot of useful tips. For instance, did you know that there are actually a lot of things on your Thanksgiving plate that can be used as tools?
No, I did not. Like tools like how?
Well, okay, let's take the napkin, for instance, okay? Now, personally, I prefer a sturdy cloth napkin, but any old paper napkin will do. So let's just say that you've had a conversation with your uncle who's going on and on about how climate change has no evidence to back it up. And your dad has asked you not to make a scene.
Sure.
Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fold the napkin like so, okay, and wrap it around your finger. And you're just going to want to bite down hard like this. This will alleviate a lot of the tension. Now, if you start to taste blood, you know you've gone too far.
Wow, I really could have used that trick before. What else you got?
Well, okay, you'll also notice that the plate setting will usually have a knife. Now, I don't know about you, but after a long debate with my cousin, who's arguing that Barack Obama's birth certificate was just forged, rage starts to build inside of me. And I start to lose a lot of feelings in my limbs. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the knife, and you're just going to want to jab it in, like so, okay? Now, immediately, you'll regain sensation in your limbs, and you'll get an adrenaline rush, which will power you through the rest of the conversation.
Wow, groundbreaking stuff. I think we have time for one more, so make it good.
Okay, I have a specific tip just for Thanksgiving 2018. Now, this tip is specifically for liberals in a conservative-dominated house. You'll notice that about halfway through the meal, a lot of your older relatives, who are usually conservative, will become full and tired. At this point, what you're going to want to do is get your younger liberal cousins from the kids' table to come and take their seats while they go and nap. I call this move the 2018 midterm elections. Now, the conservative members of your family will probably consolidate more to the second half of the table, but you'll regain a strong majority over the first half.
Wow, You know, I think a lot of Liberal members will get a lot out of that shift, for sure.
Yeah, you know, that's what people have been saying. I'm not too optimistic, but everyone seems a lot less stressed, so I haven't been saying anything.
And why don't we just cross our fingers on that one?
Okay.
Thanks so much for being here, Sam. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hopefully some of you out there will be able to use those tips to make your Thanksgiving just a little bit more bearable. And on that note, it looks like we've reached the end of our show here. So make sure you guys...
Not so fast. I've been stuck under here for too long.
Ben, okay, for the 100th time, I've told you that you're not hosting. So can you just let me finish?
Yeah, I'm not joking. I've let you have your fun, but it's time for you to turn it over. Come on, hand it over.
Okay, hilarious. Ben, get out of my shot, all right?
For once, I'm not joking.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, so way back last year at our first shoot when I was a young, aspiring actor, you wronged me, Hannah.
Can someone please tell me if he's joking or not?
Absolutely not. I worked for hours preparing a character for that shoot. I called it White Jerk from New York. It was really new for me and I wanted to test it out. But you shot that idea down, and now look where we are.
Okay, I still don't see why you think that that's a reason that you can host the show.
It's actually pretty simple. I came up with this plan while I was watching Ocean's 11. That's where I got the idea for a heist. I truly saw myself in Brad Pitt, a young man who feels he's been wronged and decides to fight the system. Since we're on TV, I wanted it to be a little snappier, so I came up with an acronym, something that could catch on. That's when I developed HYORS, a 6-step plan to make this my show.
Why are you pronouncing horse like that?
No, not horse, HYORS with a U. First step, H, hire a new team. I was getting sick of the oldies anyway, so I replaced the old crew and got some fresh blood in the mix. I started building their trust with small gifts and fun handshakes. This is where the O comes in. Of course, it stands for onto the big leagues. I'm sure you've noticed other members of GWTV on the show recently. I decided if I really wanted to make this work, I had to get some support from the top. I offered each of those producers lucrative positions to fulfill their comedic dreams if they supported my bid for the host spot. They've all agreed that after the enticement of some prime screen time and a convenient transfer of $500 to each of their G-World accounts.
What? Oh, hang on. You paid each of them $500 in G-World?
We've still got 3 letters left. Save your questions for the end. On to you, or as I say, undermining authority. Now, I tend to do this anyway, so it wasn't too hard. I figured if I kept coming up on the show here and making my intentions clear, I could get the audience on my side. Next up, R for relax. This step is where I had to take a break because the football game was on and I really couldn't miss it, so I figured I'd take a mental health day. Now S for slide into the DMs. I got in contact with Tommy J. LeBlanc, or Hot Take Tommy, and convinced him that you were a prime candidate for a truly selective study abroad program and bought you plane tickets to London, where you will spend the spring semester around some of the most educated professors in your field. And E for end of plan, because my heist has officially come to a close.
Was the E really necessary?
Well, it couldn't just be yours, Hannah. It's a family-friendly show.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You gave me an excuse to leave the country, are giving me an amazing professional opportunity, and on top of that, you bought me a round-trip plane ticket to London.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, I can't thank you enough.
Sorry, what?
For real. I mean it. I know I've been messing with you all semester, but I have to admit, you do have some talent. I've had an incredible time hosting this show. It's taught me so much. So thank you so much to the incredible cast and crew for an amazing couple years. I'm eternally grateful. Also, I want to give a very special shout out to my executive producer, Kira, who has put up with me both on and off the stage and the camera. Kira, you're the real star, and this show would be nothing without your grace and tact. I love you. And with that being said, the time has come for me to officially pass the torch. So, Ben Greenberger, the new host of District Debrief, take us home.
Yeah, thanks. I got this. Please make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and be sure to check out our website at gw-tv.com. We'll see you next semester, so catch you on the flip side.